Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your monthly love reading. Grab a warm drink, find a comfy spot, and let's see what Spirit has to say. Today, I will be doing a reading regarding your love life. And if you don't have one, don't worry, because I still have something for you as well. The first portion of this reading will be for those of you who are involved with someone, and the second portion of the reading will be for those of you who are single. Then we'll finish up the reading with our self-care card and our affirmation card as usual, and those will be for everyone. I will put timestamps in the description box below so you can jump around to whichever portions of the reading you'd like. And this reading is good for about the beginning of January to the beginning of February. So let's start off our reading with those of you who are involved. This could be people who are married, people who are in a long-term relationship, people who are just dating, or people who are in a situationship. Doesn't matter. Take it as it applies to you. This is just for those of you who are involved with someone in some way, okay? So we're going to be taking a look at you and what you got going on, them and what they have going on, what's going on between you guys, the advice, and the outcome should you take the advice, okay? So let's see. All right, this is interesting here. All right, so you have self-esteem. So it looks like you're honestly doing pretty good. Let's see. I feel like your self-esteem has grown a lot lately. Let's pull some tarot and see if we can widen this message here, okay? Okay, Tower. 7 of Cups. And the Hermit. Okay. I think that you have typically in your life, you've been a type of person who has had decent self-esteem, or at least it has come off that way to the people around you. Okay. But I think recently something kind of shook that up, and you haven't, maybe you haven't been feeling as good about yourself lately. But I don't necessarily, it's not necessarily that. It's more like questioning. It's like you've been questioning your self-esteem lately. Like, should I be this self-confident? Should I, feel like I deserve these things? Should I do that? And that's just silly. Okay. That's silly talk. You absolutely should. If you have self-confidence, keep that self-confidence. This is not being cocky. Arrogance is something completely different than self-confidence. So if your self-confidence has been shaken in any way lately, I wouldn't worry so much about that, okay? Because I think that this is a very internal thing. This is a very internal thing for you. So this is not other people around you thinking that, like, you have too much self-esteem or you think you deserve more than you do. Like, nobody's thinking any of this stuff. It's just you, okay? So if you've been doing really well with self-esteem, you keep on trucking with that. If you haven't been doing so well lately with the self-esteem, just know that this is, like, life is full of ups and downs, okay? It's full of, good days and bad days and high points and low points and everything in between. And if maybe somebody said something to you that made you kind of question yourself, just don't pay attention to any of that. With the Hermit being here, who you are, what your values are, what you can give, what you want to receive. Like, you're good. You know yourself. And I think that something here may have caused you to kind of question yourself, but, like, it's just silliness. It's just silliness. So your person, they have worry. Okay, so I think that, yeah. Oh, okay. I think you've been focused a bit on yourself lately, which is totally fine. Okay, let's see your person. Two of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. Okay, so your person is worried about this could be, they could have came out and talked to you about this, but they could have also not said anything to you about how they're feeling here. Okay, so if they haven't said anything to you about the way that they're feeling, they are a bit worried about your relationship, and they could be worried that they are not providing financially as much as they think that you deserve. So yeah, I see them worrying about like financial stuff and also your relationship. And then I kind of want to jump back here because these are like very intertwined. Sometimes when we kind of get focused on ourselves or focused on, exploring a part of ourselves, doing shadow work, breaking down a part of ourselves so we can build it back up, or healing traumas from the past, anything that is kind of like I don't want to say self-centered, but it is like self-centered, right? But not in a bad way. Anything like that. Like if I feel like that's kind of like where you're at in your life right now. You've been focused a little bit on things that have to do with you. And this is not in a bad way at all, okay? But I think it is because you haven't been as focused on this other person, whoever you're involved with lately. You haven't been as focused on them. It's actually causing them to worry that like they're not enough and they're not doing enough, and that maybe like your feelings have changed or stuff like that. Okay, so again, this is like not a bad thing. This is not your fault. We all have like different points in our lives, and like sometimes like we're very focused on our friends and our family and our relationships, and other times we're really focused on ourselves because we have stuff within ourselves that we need to work on, right? So, but it's causing this other person in your life here to worry. So just keep that in mind. So moving on to what's going on between you two, you have service. Okay. Okay. Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Nine of Cups. So what's going on between you guys right now is basically what I just said. I feel like you're a little bit focused on yourself and what you got going on, and doing anything that you need to do to kind of progress mentally, emotionally, spiritually for yourself. And I think this person is putting in a little bit of extra work to this relationship. They're putting in a little bit of extra work, and they're trying to come up with strategies of how they can kind of pull you back in closer to them. And you're just kind of, and I feel like this is just a giant misunderstanding, to be completely honest. I feel like the energy I'm getting is that this is just a giant misunderstanding, because I don't see any like toxic stuff on your side. I don't see you doing anything toxic. I don't see you doing these things for toxic reasons. Like I said, this is just like the natural ebb and flow of life, but it's causing this person to worry. And so they're kind of trying to figure out ways and do extra little things for you, like, hey, and like maybe we should go do this, or bringing you flowers, or they're trying to figure out ways to kind of keep you more engaged in the relationship. So, but you're like, you're off over here trying to, do your own thing, so to speak, which is funny. But yeah, it's just a big misunderstanding. Like, I don't think you have anything to be worried about in this relationship, and I don't think they have anything to be worried about in this relationship. I think sometimes, or a lot of times, humans are just, we overanalyze a lot of things, I think. All right, so moving on to your advice. Your advice is acceptance. So this is actually really a really beautiful energy to come out for your advice. Let me pull the tarot, then I'll get into this message. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, Justice, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. Your advice here is that you both need to accept each other for who you are. You also both need to accept what the other person needs from a relationship to feel secure. Okay. So I see this going to like on both sides of the coin here. So it's like on one side, you need to accept that the person you're in a relationship may be the type of person who needs a little bit more physical contact, a little bit more words of affirmation, a little bit more time and attention than you would naturally give to a relationship. Okay? And then the other person needs to accept that you are the type of person who may need a little bit more space, a little bit more alone time, and a little bit more room to breathe. Okay? And it's funny when this happens in couples. It's usually like the woman is like the more needy one and the man is the more one who needs more space, but it can always go either way. I'm actually kind of getting like the reverse in this situation. But it's like you both just need to accept each other for who you are. And then not only that, but try to give the other what that person needs. Okay. So this will look like you trying to carve some time out to make your partner feel wanted and valued and appreciated, and basically just like wanted, right? And then the other person will need to carve out some time to give you your space and your energy and your room to do the self-development things that you like to do. Okay? So I feel like you're kind of in this point in your life where you're like, oh, you're really just working on yourself a lot. And so this person needs to make some room for that as well. Okay, some bits of alone time for you and stuff like that. So it's like you both need to accept and love each other for who you are, and then you also both need to be actively trying to give each other a little bit more of what the other needs. Okay. And then the outcome, should you follow the advice? This is beautiful. You have trust. Oh, this is really cool. Trust. Four of Swords. Six of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. This is a really beautiful energy because it's like if you follow the advice, you'll get to a place where this other person isn't going to worry anymore when you do become a little bit less actively involved. You know what I mean? Because you'll both have had the conversation where it's like, I'm a little bit more this way, you're a little bit more this way. We need to love and accept each other. And then also, try and incorporate each other's like love languages or whatever into this relationship more. So then you'll both get to a place where you're like, you don't have to wonder if the other person's okay. You just know that they are and that they're just doing their thing right now, or they need this thing right now. It's honestly a really beautiful place where it's like, with this Eight of Swords, this Eight of Pentacles, this is what I'm seeing, is like you're able to like incorporate all these things, all the different pieces of your lives and your relationships, without worrying about like where you're at and how the other person feels and if you guys are okay and this and that and this. It's honestly a really, really beautiful energy. I absolutely love that for you guys. So good for you, Gemini. All right, so now we're going to be moving on to the part of the reading for our single friends. So I'm going to collect the cards here, and pull some new ones for our single people. All right. So singles, what we're going to be taking a look at is your energy and where you're at. And then your future person's energy and where they are at right now. And then we will take a look at how/when will you two come together. Okay. So let's get all these cards up so we can pull freshies for you. I hope everybody had an amazing holiday season with their families. I know I did. Okay, singles, let's take a look. Your future person, and how/when will you be brought together? For Gemini, please. All right. Oh boy. Okay, we got some interesting cards. Okay, so we start off the reading with you and where you're at, and you have blame. So let's pull some tarot and see if I can widen this message a bit. Widen this message a bit. Let's see. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, Tower, and the World. Okay. So it's funny because I feel like typically I would read this a certain way, but this is not the message that's coming through. I'll give you the message that's coming through. It's like you've gotten to a place in your life where you're done letting people blame you for what's going on with them and their lives and their situations and their feelings and their emotions and everything that's going on with them. It's like you've gotten to a place in your life where you're absolutely done taking responsibility for other people and their emotions and what they have going on. And it's like you're done with that. You're doing you. You're working on your stuff. And this is like with the World here. Yeah, it's like it's complete. Like you're done with that part of your life that you used to be in before, where you'd have to work so hard to try and reassure people, or like people that you were in relationships with, like of your intentions and that you still loved them, or this and that and this. It's like you're done with that part of your life where you have to constantly reassure people that you've been in relationships with, that, I don't know, just about basically everything here. Like usually, typically something like this would come through like somebody's blaming you for something. And I am getting that, but it's more of what I just said. Like you're done, trying to convince people that you're not to blame for their unhappiness. Like it's like everything was your responsibility and you're done with that. Like it was your responsibility to, like pay the bills and do like all this emotional labor and mental labor and constantly having to like feed into the relationship. And it was like an endless pit of just needing like energy from you to reassure them. And you were somehow always to blame. That is very interesting. But with this all coming out in the part of the reading where it's like what's going on with you and where you're at, and then the World here, you're done with this. This is over. That cycle has ended. And you're just starting a fresh new cycle right now. Okay? So it's really, I mean, it's not good that any of that stuff happened, or that you felt that way, or that you felt you had to do whatever that you had to do in the past. Like, none of that is obviously positive, but we learn a lot from it. And not only that, it's over now. Okay. Okay. So moving on to your future person, where they're at and what's going on with them. They have change. So that is interesting. So they're also going through a little bit of the world energy. Let's see, change. Ooh, Chariot, 4 of Cups, and 9 of Cups. Okay, so I think that your future person is just now coming into this really cool part of their life where they're like very content with who they are, with what they have, with themselves on a lot of levels. So like spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all that stuff. Because the 4 of Cups can sometimes be like this person is not paying attention to this full cup that the universe is trying to offer them, right? Or this full cup that the universe is trying to say, hey, look, like this energy is available to you. And so I really feel like your future person has gotten to a place now where they accepted that cup. And they're drinking out of it at this point. So I think that they're doing really well. Yeah, like just mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And it's funny, I say this a lot when the 9 of Cups comes up. So it's like, because the 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. It's having everything that you need and want. So it's like your future person here has everything that they need and want, and they're fulfilled. But the 9 of Cups is not the 10 of Cups. So it's like they still are, they haven't given up on love is what I'm saying here. Okay. They haven't given up on love, and they are from a really healthy, happy place, still waiting for their person to show up. So they're still waiting for you to show up is kind of what I'm saying here. But they're like with the Chariot, they're moving along on their own path here. They're doing really well. So it's like both of you have come a long way. I think both of you have gone through a lot of stuff in your lives. Both of you have gone through a lot of stuff in intimate relationships. And I think that both of you are honestly at really like healthy places mentally and emotionally on your own, which is, I mean, could you ask for anything better? I don't think you could. Like, that's the perfect place for you both to be to come together. Okay. All right. So how/when will you be brought together with this person? Now, this is where it gets interesting because you have the indecision card. So let's pull some tarot, see if I can get, oh boy, the 10 of Swords, the 8 of Cups, ooh, and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So the answer to how/when will you be brought together is when one or both of you finally decide that you're ready to release all the stuff from your past relationships. So I'm just going to be completely honest here, and I'm going to say that by the looks of this, and these could be reversed, you know what I mean? Like, you could be this person and that could be your future person. But I'm really getting that it is the way that I've laid it out. So don't shoot the messenger. Definitely not trying to point the finger here, but I'm getting the feeling that it is more on your end than it is on their end. So you may have just like recently gotten out of a relationship, or, you're still carrying baggage around with you from your previous relationship. Like I said with the blame card, it's like you were blamed for a lot. Everything was your responsibility. And I think that was like a really heavy like burden to bear and a really heavy thing to carry around. And it takes us time energetically to let go of these things. So what the universe is saying here is that even if you say like, oh, I don't care about that person, I'm over that, blah, 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 energetically, you may still need to catch up. Okay. So you may think about doing like a cord cutting. You may think of just, kind of going through some of the things in your past relationship that you didn't like and kind of putting them into a bubble, releasing them and saying like, I release this, I forgive this person, I don't carry this around with me anymore. Or this could look like maybe going to counseling or therapy, or even just like talking it out with friends. That could, you know what I mean? This looks different for everybody. But this is the answer to the question that we're asking is when/how will you meet your future person? And what the universe is telling you here, what spirit is saying, is that once you have fully released all of the baggage from your past relationship or relationships, that's when this person's going to come in. But with the indecision card being your main card, the universe is saying it's up to you. It's up to you. When you want to release this, when you're ready to release this, this could be tomorrow, this could be in 5 minutes, this could be right now after you're done watching this reading, or this could be 5 years from now. It really is up to you when you want to let go of the past, right? So that's a really interesting reading. So basically, as soon as you're ready to, release anything from the past that you've been holding on to, whenever you're ready, that's when the universe will say, hey, here they are. You may have already done this. To be honest, I'm getting this really weird message coming through that you actually may have just recently done this. And if that is you, then I think that person is on their way fairly quickly. I'm getting honestly very quick energy with that. So get ready, saddle up. All right. So last portion of our reading is going to be our self-care card and our affirmation card. So self-care card is something you can do for yourself in the next month or so to practice self-care and show yourself a little bit of love. Movement. Okay, this is really, really beautiful for both the people involved portion of the reading and the singles part. Energy moving. Okay, so sometimes when we feel stuck somewhere, all we have to do is, when we feel stuck somewhere energetically, all we have to do is get our physical bodies moving and things will start flowing. So energy will start flowing, things will leave our bodies that we no longer, or leave our souls, our spirits, our bodies, whatever, you want to kind of look at it as, that we no longer need, and things will start moving in that are more aligned with where we're at now. Okay. So the universe really, really wants you to do some moving, add some exercise, whatever you're able to do, add in a little bit of movement, this month. Okay. That's really, really, I love the movement card as a self-care, because it doesn't show somebody like running or lifting weights. It shows somebody doing yoga. So it doesn't always have to be like some extreme movement. This could honestly just be like dance in your kitchen while you're making dinner. It's just, sometimes, stagnant energies get stuck like in our auric fields and in our bodies and stuff. And you just need to kind of like shake it out every once in a while. Right? So do some moving around this month. All right. So last card of the reading is going to be our affirmation card. Okay. So affirmation for Gemini. Instead of worrying about the future, I know all is well when I'm aligned in the moment. This is so beautiful because honestly, that's all we have is right now. And I think that as humans, we get so caught up in thinking about the past and worrying about the future, and none of that does us any good ever. It doesn't. So really all we have is like the moments that we're living in currently, right? So that's where the universe wants you to kind of focus your attention on in the next little bit, is like the moment that you're currently in and making that the best version of that moment that you possibly can. Okay, so one more time before we go, your affirmation for the next little while is, instead of worrying about the future, I know all is well when I'm aligned in the moment. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, Gemini, that's what I have for you today. I hope this reading has been insightful. Until next time, remember, you are smart, kind, beautiful, and brave. Bye, my friend.